You're watching New Car Spin. This is the Volvo V90 Cross Country. I guess back in the day it used to be called the V90cc, but what that means is it's actually a lifted wagon. So for those of you that don't know, I used to have a S90, which is the sedan version of the wagon here. Same platform, well, obviously with the exception of this cross country thing, which is where they lifted it up. Now, they don't make the regular wagon anymore, they just make and sell this one. But they do make the smaller wagon, has the lowered version called the V60, which is the 450 horsepower wagon. But you can't get that in this one, it's not possible. So what we have here is a 2024 B6 all-wheel drive. So it's no longer turbocharged and supercharged, it's just turbocharged and it's a mild hybrid. Now you'd look at this wagon and think, oh, there's a third row. Nope, there ain't. Oh well. Wagons used to be really popular for having rear-facing seats, you know, like facing outwards, but nope. Now they just have power tailgates. Overall though, I'm struggling to find out who owns a car like this, because it doesn't make any sense. I understand the lifted wagon part for the snow, but here in Texas, no, absolutely not. It's got a few faults. I guess we'll just go over them right now. On the outside, the wheels look great, but if you're off-roading, those aren't going to be great for off-roading. Could you imagine having to get those refinished? Not going to be fun. Also, the headlights, while they are from the S90, I think they're not really accommodating the lift and the suspension, so they don't really illuminate the road properly like they do in the S90, which is unfortunate. If we move our way inside, it gets a little worse, actually. First off, I'm going to be very critical here. What is this? This off-road body cladding kind of thing is ruined by this little chintzy, gimmicky stick-on piece right there. What is with that? That is like an accessory from Pep Boys. But if we continue on to the inside, oh man, where are the power shades here? There's power shades in the sedan, but not in the wagon. And when you go back here, it's got leather, very small, soft and smooth leather. Smauve, whatever that meant. We have vents back here and everything, but the leather isn't perforated. And maybe there's heated seats. Oh yeah, there are heated seats. The controls are right here. But where's the booster? So in the XC90, which is the wagon, or the SUV, if you don't get the heated seats in the back, you can actually get booster seats here. And if this is a family car and you're going on a family haul, hello. Also, one thing I could never figure out is, I forgot to show you back here, it has this little cover thing. All hatchback style cars have it, right? But I can't figure out, there's a rail here, and it certainly has a little thing in there and a worm screw thing, and it's supposed to automatically raise it and lower it, but it never does. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nope. And I keep looking around. Is there a button for it? Is there a special way to do it? I don't see it, so it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand it, so I just leave it like that. And then there's a I don't know, just it's half-assed, and it's almost like, just like Toyota was with the Prius, it's almost like they bring in the wagon here to appease a few people, but they're really saying, if you really want a sports wagon, get the V60 T8, or if you really want a family car, just get the SUV. So the thing is, I'm struggling to figure out who in Texas has one of these, and it's nobody. This is really for someone in Connecticut who sends their kids to private school and has a little Hobie cat that they need to tow, unless you have your own cycling team. But for the most part, I'm struggling. If we go inside, look at this on the inside. Okay, the downfall to all the new Volvos is this Android Auto. I'm gonna start the car. Let's close this. It starts up a little different. There's no starting sound. It just goes, it just starts up. It's kind of weird. Anyway, in here, they have replaced the old Volvo Sensus system, which wasn't that old and not bad at all, with this Android Auto thing. And unfortunately, if you have an Android phone like I do, you don't get Android Auto, but you do get Apple CarPlay, which is really dumb because I don't get Android Auto for my phone, but this is an Android-based Android Auto head unit, if that makes any sense. So basically, in order to leverage what's going on here and like get the traffic, or maybe I don't know, I need to use some Spotify or whatever app I want to use on my phone that I would have normally on Apple Android Auto. I have to sign in on my car. That ain't gonna happen. Not happening. Fail. That's a complete fail. That's what they would say, skibbity. Which is a shame, because the S90 that I had was my Pookie. But now we just have like the cliche of all family sedans here. It's a wagon. It's got a tan interior. It smells like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in here, but I'm gonna blame the mommy bloggers that had this one before me. And then it has wood out of a barn, which just is even more cliche because it's just so bland and drab. Some of you may like this look. It reminds me of the wagon I had as a kid when we grew up. Just puke fest. Absolute puke fest. Which is a shame, because this is Volvo we're talking about. And then I realized, who buys this thing? What kind of person says, I need this Volvo wagon cross country? And I realize it's the family on Succession, right? Because they don't care. This wagon is $75,000. $75,000 for this thing. So if you own this, you just don't care. You don't care about the Audi A6 all-road. You don't care about what Mercedes offers. You don't want a Land Rover. You don't want the new Lexus GX. But what you want is to flex in the parking lot of the private school. Oh, I'm sorry, $73,000, right? For the V90 Cross Country B6 all-wheel drive Ultimate. That's just a little ridiculous, but most of that's because $3,200, let's see, $3,200 is for the Bowers and Wilkins stereo, which is pretty good, but I would advise always getting that stereo in a Volvo. I just don't see the rest of it in here. I mean, I have a four-cylinder engine that makes less power than the one that they had in a 2021 model, right? In the T6. We're basically using an outdated system here that's the newer system, which is weird for some reason. And we don't have a wireless charging pad for our phone. So I have no way to charge my phone in here because there are no outlets for USB there. But there's one, just one, on a road trip vehicle in here. This, by the way, heated seats. Yep, turn that off. Very disappointing. And this is kind of like, you know, if you've seen Succession, it's kind of like that ending area where they were like Gojo and Waystar merger kind of thing, and they had the crazy Swedes and like, so what you think? Yeah, have some mushrooms, drink some tea. And I feel like I'm in like this weird capsule, and I cannot wait to get the hell out of here, because it feels like everything is just drug laden and unnecessary. And, you know, what I want to do is I want to enjoy, you know, being on a little boat, enjoying that little sunset, maybe this little park. But instead, I'm stuck in this wagon. And although Volvo's all-wheel drive system is very good on the snow, because my S90 was flawless on it, you can watch my videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, comment, by the way. People want SUVs, and that makes sense because this car has a very, very long wheelbase. So going over the slightest moguls, the breakover angle, the space between the two wheels or axles, front and rear, this car, I don't know why they didn't just make this a regular wagon and then give it an air suspension so it could lift up, just like they do in the XC90, the SUV. This is pointless. I'm going to end my review here because there's nothing else to say. Actually, there is something else to say. My S90 that I had and I turned in last year, a year ago, Volvo Finance still thinks I still owe taxes to the state of Texas, but I've never seen the tax bill, right? So Volvo Finance is like, oh, you owe us an estimated tax bill of like $750 at the end of your lease. And I'm like, where's the bill then? Oh, it's just an estimate. Well, who paid the tax? Oh, we don't know. Well, then how do you know there's a tax? Oh, just pay us. So Volvo, when you're watching this, you're welcome. I don't appreciate the lack of communication, and I figured this is the only way I can reach out to you, so you might as well just solve that for me. Reach out to me. You know who you are, and you know who I am, and you already have my info. But basically, that's the problem. Volvo has been getting very lazy. Volvo is obviously trying to bring things down market, but bring their prices to an unrealistic level. And that's where we're at. We're at unrealistic. Just like there's no more like absurd luxury in here. It just like I wanted power sunshades back there. I wanted vented seats. I want power folding rear seats. They don't even power fold like they do on $30,000 SUVs these days. I mean, I have a massage front seat, you know, but there's no like road trip based logic in here at all. There's nothing in here. It's just, well, let's take the sedan or the wagon and make it a sedan or make it a wagon and then make it fuel efficient, which it isn't because it's god awful slow, right? Let's give it some heads up and let's make you pay $3,200 for the upgraded stereo because the other one's god awful. And then let's give you a stupid, that's it, stupid graphics and a lousy center screen. This car is just no go. Absolutely no go. Do not buy this Volvo. Volvo's on a tear for sure on their XC60 and their V60 T8s. They're 455 horsepower monsters, but this is just god awful for $73,000. Go get the Audi A6 all-road. Save yourself a lot of hassle, especially when you're going to lease it and have to deal with Volvo at the very end, who doesn't know what they're doing. But there's some nice features in here. However, you know, as cars age, they just become gimmicks or whatever. We have all the lighting and all the stuff that happens in here at night. We have this weird sungina thing where you have to rub it the right way for it to open up, which is hysterical that Volvo does that. See, you know, keep petting it and then it'll close. I don't get that at all. Pet it a couple times and the shade closes too. So, yep, that's what we got. The Volvo V90 Cross Country. Avoid. Like, subscribe, comment. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys.